Hey everybody, this is Jesse P. Gilmore, agency transformation coach and founder of Niche in Control, creator of Leverage for Growth.
And I'm Lucas James, founder of Twiz.io, which scaled from $0 to $200,000 a month with my own agency.
We are the hosts of Leverage for Growth podcast agency leverage episodes. We know that in order to scale your agency successfully, there are multiple shifts that need to happen within the founder's mindsets, skill sets, and leadership styles. We are on a mission to interview marketing and PR agency owners on their journey to 6, 7, and 8 figures and leverage the lessons from their journey to save you time, energy, and money in order for you to get your agency to the next level. If you find value in these episodes, watch the case study video to learn more about Leverage for Growth and how we successfully scale agencies quickly at nicheincontrol.com/case study. That's nicheincontrol.com/case study. You are now listening to Leverage for Growth. Hey everybody, this is Jesse P. Gilmore, founder of Niche in Control and creator of Leverage for Growth. Welcome to the Agency Leverage Edition. Today I'm here with Git Tran, the founder of WeekThink, a full-service digital marketing agency on a mission to help 6- and 7-figure businesses double their revenue in 12 months or less. Thanks for coming to our show today.
Hey, how are you?
Good. Can you tell us a little bit about the history and background of your agency?
Yeah, so the agency started about 4 or 5 years ago. I moved from Jacksonville, Florida to Atlanta, and I kind of wanted something new. So I used to work for a security firm. I was marketing director there, and I wanted something new. I wanted to get out the corporate world. So I said, you know what? I want to move to a new city. So Jacksonville and Atlanta is about 5 hours away drive. Moved to Atlanta, got a job at T-Mobile selling cell phones for 1 day. Did not like it. And I said, you know what? I'm going to just do marketing. So called up a bunch of people that I knew, actually a dentist friend that I had in my friend list. They actually, they said, hey, we have an office that, kind of needs help. Crazy thing is that office owns 17 dental offices. So that was my first big client. And that's how the agency started from there.
Awesome. That's awesome getting like a whale of a client from the get-go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a huge whale.
So talk a little bit about once you got that whale, you started serving them. What kind of led you towards where you are in your agency now?
So once I got that client, I think it kind of built like a experience resume for me where everybody said, wow, you're doing all this for a dental office. Can you manage my restaurant? Can you manage my printing shop? Can you manage this? So having like a nice big client like that gave me like this crazy like experience resume where everybody else was like, wow, I want to work with him because if he's managing these dental offices, then, he can easily manage my company. So that's when it started from there, and it just grew from then on. And obviously like that, the dental niche is what we're really good at, but everything else is just like we're learning as we go, but we're doing a great job. We have a good system and team in place.
Awesome. And then what kind of services? I mean, it's full service. Is there certain kind of core services that you focus on, or?
Our core services is SEO, website development, and social media marketing.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. And what kind of is your ideal client these days? I know you talk about 6- and 7-figure businesses, and you worked in a lot of different industries, but is there a certain type of client that you're going after?
Our ideal client typically will work in the medical field, mostly dental offices or med spas right now. So just took on another med spa client also. So yeah, I really like the dental industry. It's kind of boring sometimes, but it's always there. It's never going to go away, and everybody needs it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And so along your journey, how long has WeekThink been in business?
So I would say right now, so let's say is June. We've been open for 5 years and 6 months.
Sweet. And I saw from your website that you have multiple offices. Is that true?
Correct. So we have a team in Atlanta, and we also have a team in Jacksonville.
Cool. And so looking back on kind of like your journey, getting to the point where you have multiple locations and teams in different locations, what are some of the kind of big learnings that you've had along your way from expansion to where you are now?
Expanding is, I would say, scaling the business is one of the hardest things I've had to do, right? So number one thing that I had an issue with was letting go of control. So I was handling all that. I was handling web development, social media marketing, the SEO. But what I felt to realize that sometimes you kind of have to let go of that and hire somebody who's better at it than you are. So I was such a control freak that like, no, I want to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. But you're only one person. You can only handle so many clients. So it got to the point where I brought in a partner. I was like, hey, can you just handle all the SEO and the back end and the hiring? Because right now, like my head's everywhere. I do sales and customer relations mostly now, but like back then I was handling everything. And I realized that if I keep doing that, there's no way I'm going to scale my business. That's the hardest part.
Mm-hmm. And can you talk a little bit about maybe that decision to let go of perfectionisms? Because that's the majority of our audience is six-figure agencies trying to get to 7, and the thing that holds them back the most is perfectionism. So can you talk a little bit about that?
It's almost like, to be honest, it's almost like an ego thing because like you're like, I feel like I'm the best at this. I'm the best at this, but really, when you really think about it, you can't be the jack of all trades when you're doing all of this because you have to really focus on one thing and let somebody else focus on the other thing. Because yeah, I think it's shiny object syndrome, especially working in an agency because you're going towards everything. I want to be an app developer. I want to be a photographer. I want to be a social media manager. But letting that go was, yeah, it was instrumental for just our whole company, our agency. But yeah, I think that's the hardest part. And I just had to just realize that like if I wanted to make more money for my company and bring on a bigger team, I had to let go of the control. And so yeah, easily the hardest thing I've ever had to do with the agency.
Mm-hmm. What has helped you be able to let go and still feel like you're in control? Do you do some SOPs or some systems, or talk a little bit
We
about
have our
that?
monthly meetings or bi-weekly meetings, and that gives me an idea of where everybody's working at, or where it's working with, and all the projects that we're working together on. And I feel like if I do that, I still have a little bit of a control where I'm not like freaking out where I don't know what somebody else is doing. But I still, to this day, I'll go through all the social media accounts that we manage and make sure everything's good. And I'll still go and add ref and check all the rankings. I don't tell anybody that, but I just, just to be nosy, to make sure everybody's doing their job. I'll go through Trello and make sure all the checklists is being done right now too. So yeah, it's less doing the work and just really just maintaining and making sure that everybody's doing their job. And I feel like I'm still in control if I'm doing that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one of the models that one of my mentors taught me was you document, then you train, then you manage, then you audit. And it seems like even going back through and doing the audits is where your role is now. So that's totally fine. That's not micromanaging or anything.
Yeah.
Well, cool. And then if you were to think back to like maybe an earlier version of yourself, and you were to say, give some advice to your previous version or somebody that's listening that might be 1 or 2 steps before you, what are some advice that you'd give them that would help them save either time, energy, or money?
I would say don't try to be a perfectionist. Don't try to be a jack of all trades. It's good to know a little bit, a piece of pie of each like service you're selling, but you don't have to dive all the way into it. You need to just know enough, and you need to be able to hire somebody way better than you. If I were to start that mindset or that concept of thinking, maybe year 2, I'd probably 2x, 3x by now. But I was such like a perfectionist that like I needed to handle all the social media. I needed to take the photos. I needed to do all the video editing. And from then on, how many hours did I just waste just like doing that when I could have just hired somebody who is better? I may lose a little bit of money, but now I'm able to scale it way faster. So my advice to anybody who's starting an agency right now is like, know what you're doing, but also like figure out how you can have somebody help you out. Because I was trying to do everything myself. And yeah, I cut a 2x or 3x by now if I just did that. But year 3, when I finally woke up and I was like, okay, I'm not gonna be able to scale now. I can't do everything myself. So, and second advice is you gotta take that leap of faith. I saved up enough money to just get me by for like 3 to 6 months of rent and just living expenses. But I just focused all my energy on my agency at that time. Yeah, it's like I quit my corporate job and just stayed on the couch, like my friend's couch for like 6 months, 3 months. And yeah, just all my attention and my focus was just spent on just my agency. So sometimes you just gotta laser like focus and you just gotta risk it. So if you really want it, you just gotta do it.
I love it. And so what are you working on right now? What's maybe a success for you and your agency over the next 1 to 3 years or so?
So would you say like what are some of the goals that we have?
Yeah, it could be goals. Yep. Or certain projects or whatever.
Well, right now we just signed on a new project. It's in South Carolina. It's a big project actually. They sell machinery, so construction machinery. That's a big project. We just started on like 2 weeks ago. We're finishing the website actually today, and really excited about that because it's a brand new niche and industry we've never been in before. So construction machinery. But for the next 2-3 years, I want to obviously scale my agency. I want to have the team work on more projects. And I want to reach out to like the West Coast. So right now, I know we're pretty dominant in the Jacksonville area, East Coast, but I want to go to the Midwest. I want to go out to Texas. I want to go out to California. I want to have that reach. So that's a big thing for us right now too. Yeah, definitely reach out to other regions of the United States.
Cool. And what's the best way for people to get in touch with you, or do you have any offers for them they could take advantage of?
Yeah, so right now my personal Instagram is instagram.com/IGIT. Our website is www.weekthink.com. And our offer right now is anybody who sign on with us, 6 months, 12 months contract, we're giving 20% off on all services.
Awesome. Very cool. And for anybody that's listening, I will include the links to Git Tran and WeekThink in the show notes. And I just want to thank you very much for being on the show today.
No problem. Thank you so much for having me.
Agency owners, if you want to transform your agency to sustain and grow without your direct involvement, where you can stop working in the business and switch to working on the business, where you can regain control of your time, delegate effectively, get paid what you're worth, and have your team run the day-to-day, go to nicheincontrol.com/case study right now to learn more about Leverage for Growth. You can book a free strategy session with us to look at your systems, understand what needs to be done in order for you to scale, and get a free strategic plan for the next year to live the life of entrepreneurship that you've always dreamed about. Go to nicheincontrol.com/case study. That is nicheincontrol.com/case study now.